Okay, Frank. Firstly, thank you so much for your patience. I very much appreciate it. I know it's been a long time, but you've been in line and you've stayed in line and your place in line has come up. So here we go. This is your original 7548 7009. It got some water inside, and just to recap, and you wanted to dry it out, so you put it in a heat source, I believe an oven, and you heated it up, and it got a little toasted. We can see that right there. And I did test it already, and it is quite dead. You know, but this is plastic. It's not going to take a lot of temperature to do this. I also see a blade strike right here. And so we could have a bad coil as well. And so I'm going to test that. I'm quite certain your circuit is dead. So we've got a few things we need to look at. We need to look at, obviously, case rebuild with all new seals. We need to look at functional elements of the circuit and the coil. I don't believe the heat will have done anything to the train. There are plastic elements underneath the in the calendar side, though. They have a number of the date driving wheel, intermediate date driving wheel are plastic, and they could well have suffered, but I won't know until we see. Also, we've got some hand damage from the water. So those are going to need to be cleaned up. The dial should clean up okay. The loom, this darkening, that's there to stay. There's nothing I can do about that. But I will do everything I can for your beloved watch. And we're going to move forward. We're going to make it happen. Today's the day. Happy Monday. Just pulled the battery strap, and it got hot enough over here too that the battery strap, which is, what the heck is that? This battery strap is here, and that melted into the top there. I'd be very curious to see what the heat did to this battery. It made it leak acid. I'm not quite sure how bad that's going to be, but it's definitely a danger of heating up a battery. Probably a good thing it didn't blow up. One of your two battery strap screws is incorrect, so we're going to have to replace that. It's supposed to be a stepped screw, and it's not, so what do you expect? Let's pull this. Hold this stem and crown. Come on. Oh boy. That does not, good, thank goodness. I was just imagining, you know, if the hacking lever, which is plastic, had melted, and I couldn't get that thing out. Well, let me pull these hands, and let's look under the front side of the dial. Before I finish pulling this, it's one of the things I see when you get a lot of water inside, is that the loom just disintegrates and it just trails itself around the dial. Now, loom is salt-based, which means it's water-soluble for the most part. And so we are going to, especially, well, this kind of salt is, so I should be able to get this dial pretty clean. The loom is still going to be darkened. There's just nothing I can do about that. And these parts here where it's puffy like that, that's probably going to come off. But it is what it is. If it's really soft, I'll see about firming up that loom with clear binder. Okay, have the dial off in the hands. The heat must have been pretty good. This is your dial ring, and you can see that it's melted. So we're gonna have to replace that. I do have them, but it's just one of those things. So far, thankfully, these 7548s are almost completely metal, which is a gigantic blessing. Anything later would have just, like if this was a 7C, the succession movement to this, which was invented in 86 or introduced in 86, it would have been just roasted. Here is your metal day wheel, and it is in fine condition. Your dial, I'll get that cleaned up, and it will definitely, it'll look better. We get that stuff off of there. There might be some loss on the SQ right there where it's all grayed out. I'm not sure how that's going to clean up or what that's going to happen. Ditto with the Seiko quartz. We will see. No date on the back. which is typical for a later watch. Let's see now. Okay, well, hey, look at that. That turns. That's okay. Let's see now. I haven't stripped your stem apart, so let's go and pop that in place. I just want to see if it moves around. Hang on. Come on. Come on. Oh, it really doesn't want to go. Come on. Ah! No. There. Not happy. Yeah. It's just not doing what it ought to. Yeah, I'll be very interested to see what I find under there. Let me rip it apart. So far, it looks okay. You can see now I've got that off and it's not binding up anymore. And the date wheel corrector right here, it is rotating. It's binding up. It's pretty tight, but I should be able to repair that, ease that up, just as long as we've got all nice straight teeth. That is the big question. Do we have all nice straight teeth? Is anything warped? It does not want to come out. Come off. I'll have to... I'm going to look at that. I mean, these parts aren't terribly expensive, and I do have them. So if there's any question, I'll just replace them. Well, that looks okay. That looks okay. Come on. Come on out of there. There we go. Again, thankfully, all this stuff is metal. So there's only so much you can do to it, and heat pretty much doesn't care when it comes to this stuff, so that's good. Definitely got some haze going on there. Yeah. There's that. Here's your set lever, an ingenious little piece of stuff. And again, all metal, thank goodness. Same with these. Here's your cannon pinion. Okay. So, see how those teeth look. They're a little squished. They're a little squished. You can see they're sort of pointing in different directions, especially right over here. I have them. I'm just going to replace that. Rather, I'm not even going to fool with it. Just get it done. Oh yeah, here's the last thing I want to check on this side. You got a lot of... The port for the center wheel, which is the pinion of which is inside this cannon pinion, is pretty worn. That's going to need to be cleaned out and jeweled, so I'm going to have to, when I pull all this stuff, I'll machine that out and install a jewel there, because it should not be able, the hand stack shouldn't be able to do this. It doesn't help anything for that to happen. So, okay, let me pull this side apart and then let's flip. We got them flipped here. So one thing that's good, pardon me, is you've got your, you've got the washer, the support washer for the battery strap still here. Sorry about this black stuff, but that's from your watch, so I'll apologize a little bit, but you know, that's what it is. Anyway, these often get lost during battery changes, and they're impossible to find. So you've got yours, which is always nice. Okay, we got to, yeah, okay, let's get that going. I'm not super concerned about whether or not the circuit is good, because I'm quite sure it isn't. Let's get this stuff out of here. Come on, move it. Stop. Not messing me around. Dance this mess around. If any of you know who that song is by, that's one of the Last concerts I ever saw at Red Rocks. Live concerts just not do it for me. Let's see now. Come on. Come on. There we go. Dum ba ba boom. Except for the warped connections, that doesn't look bad. I might put this on a tester just to test it. I'm not going to reinstall this. This thing, you're done. But you will get it back. But I can't imagine this thing would actually function. And if it did, it's gonna. I don't know. I'll test it. Who knows? All right, who knows? Anything's possible. If I don't have to replace a part, I won't. But there we go. There's that blade strike. I'll have to test that as well. Test that as well. There's that blade strike. So we'll test this with the circuit tester, and we'll see if we get a coil through it, and get a charge through it, I mean. And that's the next thing. That's your stop lever right there. Also plastic. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to find, but I think we are going to need to look and see what it is we're going to find there. That was your anti-magnetic diddly there. Okay, let me get into pulling. Well, I got that train bridge off. The nice thing is that the battery acid didn't really seem to do anything, which was nice. That looks okay. I'll test it, and if there's an issue, I will simply replace it. And there they are. There's your train. There's your center wheel and all that other happy stuff. There it is. Happy center wheel. Center wheel. I'll get those cleaned up. I want to see what I see in there. Nice thing is, again, because it's all metal and it's jeweled, I mean, it's gonna be pretty okay. But sorry about the squeaking. My office door is open, but what are you gonna do? And then, of course, we have your step motor. That's a really powerful little magnet in there. Always fun to see. Put that over there so I can look at it later. What an amazing piece of tech, huh? So simple and truck-like, so nice and sturdy. Come on, come out of there. Stop fooling with me. Get out, out. There we go. Poop. And there we're down to basically, there's the center wheel bridge right there. We pull that off, and by golly, we are mostly stripped down, and I can pull the center wheel and the rest of the setting lever stuff. That's one of the things I don't like, touching that step motor with these fine tipped tweezers, because it instantly magnetizes them, because darn it, the magnet is so stiff. So, but that's, darn it, that is why we own a degosser. It does what we need it to do. Come on, come on, there we go. Huh, what's that? That bronze chip thing. I have to look at that under magnification. Not sure what I'm seeing there. And here is your center wheel. Your all-important center wheel. Same exact pinion as on the top as all the rest of the 6000 series. All of the Canon pinions and everything swap over. Okay, so then it's just a matter of that hole right there. That's the big thing we're going to need to repair, is that ovaled out hole. So let me strip the rest of this stuff down. Setting levers, that stays there, that's fine. And let me look at that. the weird lubricant. There's some kind of heavy grease that's there. Interestingly, the other jewels are actually still lubricated. I noticed this on the bottom of the train bridge as well. So interesting that the lubrication survived that process, but that's what that is. That is like some weird amber goopy junk. There's that center wheel port. You can see it's ovaled out towards the bottom of this shot. Sorry, I'm wiggling all over the place. So we're going to machine that out. And there we are. There's that center wheel jewel. You can see that there. Good to go. That really cures the one design oversight that Seiko did with these. They should have jeweled that to begin with. Why they didn't, I don't know, but it's kind of the one thing they really should have done. Anyway, there it is. Now everything goes through the cleaner, and let's see what we find. I figure I'd show you the breakdown of the case. Why not? That's the good stuff right there. Look at that. And again, it's got the thin insert in it, so it's got the spacer. The thin inserts are the same ones that were used in the 6309s. And we have a little bit of dirt. I didn't anticipate that it was going to be quite like this. I need to put down some paper so I can not get that all over my mat. I should have been thinking clearly. The nitty-gritty of doing this kind of work. So we've got, let me get my case tweezers, which are big. So because we've got all this like salt and impacted crap in here, the way I do this is I want to clean everything, but I also want to preserve your loom on your original pip. So I pop the pip out, which takes the loom with it, protects it, and then I can clean all the metal as I should want to and make it nice. And then I reassemble, I put the pip back with clear binder. It's an invisible fix and it looks absolutely no different. I've marked the ring for the orientation of the pip, so it'll go back exactly where it was. The only damage, there's a little bit of pitting inside your crystal retaining ring. Nothing major, but I haven't really looked here. I need to hand clean this case and look at it to really get an idea of where that's at, but we'll see. I think your water got in through the crown, and that's just the end of it. Long and the short of it. Okay, well, all that stuff is going through the cleaning cycles. I put your dial through my first step of my cleaning process. It's hand cleaning. So it's already much, much, much improved. I'm going to go over the surface carefully by hand and see if I can't lessen this stuff. But you see the undercoat, the black coat is pretty well intact. Printing came out okay. My big thing with this kind of water stuff is you always have to be careful because it weakens the print in here, and this can fade out really quickly. But it doesn't. It's already much improved. My first time cleaning it, running it through, it was like this gray salty wash, and then I went through again. This is all by hand, and cleaned all this up, and it's definitely improved. But now it's time to work with the Rotico and see if I can't get that cleaned off. So already improved. Okay, round 2, and I think this is about as far as I'm going to go. I think that's about as far as I need to go. There's still some circular marks, but generally I'd say it's much improved. Interestingly, by the way, this white line right there, that's actually something from the manufacturing process. That's actually in the paint, whatever that is, teeny tiny fiber. But I think that looks better, don't you? I think it's much improved. Okay, let's keep going. Still cleaning on the movement. Here is the back of your insert. All those areas of impacted salt, they pulled the anodization right off. So I'll put the loom pip back in, cement that in place, allow that to cure, and then I'm going to go over the back with a really hardcore black enamel that's for a high temperature enamel that'll really sort of hold all this stuff in place and protect it. I'm not going to do anything with the front. Nothing really needs to be done with it. It's just worn. It is what it is. It's obviously much cleaner, but I just want to protect the inside of this because it's still going to be trapped in there behind that spacer. Okay, well, here's your handset. hour and minute hand out of my cleaning process. The metal came up pretty well. This stripe, this is plating missing right there. And this is from where the hour hand was passing around it, and it got just the salt-based loom that sort of liquefied and settled on here was enough to corrode that and pull it off. But the rest of the plating is actually pretty decent. It's a little hazy, but sharp. If it were me, I would not refinish. I'm going to reloom these, and they'll just look great. Your sweep pen looks awesome. Let's put these over here. There's the main plate in all of its glory. Everything's all nice and clean. There's your new jewel. No acid damage that I can see. So I want to get this in and running because I'm coming towards the end of the day. I want to get this running and set up on the quartz tester to see how the accuracy is. Okay, moving is back together and running. I was super excited for a while because this is your original circuit. I was actually able to get this thing to work. Can you believe it? But it wasn't consistent. It was stopping and starting. It's got a bad connection somewhere, probably because it's so warped. But this thing actually worked. I was in certain situations, I was super excited. Okay, so there are the first numbers. Well, it's -9, -1/100th of a second per day. Uh-oh, Milo snuck in. That's not bad, but I want to get it tighter than that. It's always a little silly to adjust these things. Right after they run, because they like to calm down for a while. I don't think I even budged that. Well, and that's extremely steady. What I think I'm actually going to do, it is quite late, so I am going to let this run in overnight, and I will check in with it tomorrow morning, and we will go from there. Your handset, we already talked about. The dial looks like it's okay. I'm going to have to reloom the hands and then assemble this and see where the numbers are, but that's, I think, fine. I don't think we're gonna get any crazy surprises. I can never leave well enough alone. I'm not even sure I moved it. Sure isn't behaving like I did. I mean, looking up. Horse in the mouth here. I don't think I'm moving it. Oh, no, I did. I moved it just a hair. I felt that one move, so I'm going the other way now. Ooh, boink. Now, typically what happens, I find, with these is as they run in and the oil moves through everything, is they will drop. So I'm going to leave this. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to leave this, and we're going to see where it is tomorrow morning, and we'll get to it. Yeah. 3/100ths of a second per day, gaining. Okay, that's pretty decent so far, so I'm going to pull the plug. I'm done. And that's it. It's been a long day, and it's time for another one, but it's been fun. I was really excited about that circuit. I'm sorry that I couldn't get it to come back consistently. That would have been great. Okay, see you tomorrow. And there she blows. There were a few intermediary steps between the last time we talked but today was sort of a strange series of events, and I didn't have as much time as I would have liked. But it is, here's all your dead parts, they're all in there. But there it is. Absolutely clean. Couldn't be cleaner in any way. Everything inside and out is clean. You've got a new circuit, you have a new coil. I replaced the bad plastic parts as needed. Everything is clean. Your rotating ring is back exactly as it was, same orientation. That's your original loom. This is my Vintaloom here. I did it with a little bit of a bigger grain because I wanted to match the sort of the look of the existing loom that has a little bit more of a bigger, puffier look because of the moisture intrusion. I just like things to sort of work together and make it look, I don't know. I always like to have a watch look like nothing really happened to it. Like it's lived its life, but that's but it basically, I want to take the bad things away. They didn't happen. And so make the watch better and happier and, I don't know, just erase the bad thing that happened. Not bad. Lightly toasted, but toasted no more. Dial came out nicely. I'm pretty happy with that. Again, loom came out well. It is alive. And that's it. Thank you so very, very much. Again, thank you for your patience. I appreciate it, and I know it's a lot to ask, but thank you for your patience, and I really look forward to getting this watch back to you. It was a lot of fun to do. Okay, we'll see you later. Oh, one last note. So your original circuit is in there, and again, the CMOS is good. Keep that thing around. Someday, maybe it might come in handy. So that's what I would do. Okay, thank you so much.